Righto, hello everyone, and welcome back to the shed. Going to do a few hours work on the VMax today. What I'm going to do is new induction. For those of you who followed along, will know this has got some aftermarket carbies and so on. Yeah, and the issue I have is the intake setup that came with it is well, it's pretty much in the way of my knees riding the thing. Just sticks out way too long. I've got the forward controls on it simply because I couldn't even ride the thing because I'm quite tall. With the mid controls, I was, like a frog on a lily pad, yeah, not comfortable sitting at all. So I'm going to make basically a new induction setup that, where are we? On something that's just going to sit the filters right about there, which means if I'm sitting on it, if I keep that there, I've got half a chance of my knee not being way out wide, you know what I mean? So how am I going to do it? Well, I got this bad boy. If you're into building stuff, making stuff in your shed or whatever, this is hang on. This thing is an absolute weapon. I've been so impressed with this thing. It's just seems to be idiot proof, although time will tell. So what have I got to do? Well, one of the issues I had with this setup is, you see there's a cutout just there. That cutout is for these I don't know what they are, like a pilot, like an air bleed jet. It kind of doesn't seem right to me that they are basically getting unfiltered air. You pull up behind a truck full of cement or gravel. It's not the best. So I'm making new ones anyway. So I figure I'll make them such a way that they enclose that. Now, I did have a go making basically welding a piece on that that I made on my CNC router that kind of worked, kind of didn't. But it was always in the back of my mind. I thought, well, I'm going to get a 3D printer one day, and this is like the perfect project for it. So it's going to be a bit tricky because if you look, these aren't straight. Like there's a bit of an angle there. Nothing's sort of centered. So drawing that up is going to be a little bit tricky. But yeah, see how I go. And of course, because I'm 3D printing it, if it doesn't work, well, I'll just redesign it and print another one. Alright, so I'm going to sit down on the computer and have a crack, see what I can come up with. I'm going to do it in two pieces. I'm going to do basically these here, but I'll set them up so that they well, I'm not sure how I'm going to set them up actually. Again, we'll see how we go. Maybe I'll make these trumpets in two pieces. And have them slip together, and once I'm happy with it, I can just glue it together with a dab of epoxy. Or, well, I'll make the base first anyway. I'll make one of these bases. If that's right, I'll get that right, and from there I can either make a one-piece trumpet coming out of it, or I can try and do a two-piece, or see how I go. But I also want to have, I'm not going to have the trumpets as big as this, but I also want to have like a cage type deal over there, so it can't just suck the filter in. There's always a bit of space there. Alright, so yeah, bit of SolidWorks time, and I'll see what I can come up with. Alright, so I've done it with my design. Where are we? That's I don't think it's perfect, but it's going to get me in the ballpark. And now this thing's doing something. It's cleaning its nozzle tip. Truth be told, I've only just got this thing yesterday. I've got no idea what it's doing. It's just got its own. Alright. Anyway, back in 12 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so I printed it out. It actually looks a decent fit, but like an idiot, I forgot the recesses here for the these little lugs where the bolt hole goes. But it actually looks like I've got it pretty damn close. I think I just need to print another one out with the with the those recesses there, and I'll be good to go. Good to go, hopefully. Alright, see you again in another 20 minutes. Alright, so I've got my latest version out here, and as you can see, I think you can see on there, I've got the larger hole there for these little lugs, and this actually fits. That is very tight. That is snug. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. I think I might, if you look here, there's a bit of a lip, so I'm thinking, yeah, it's quite tight, so I might increase the OD of this this little cut here, the recess, by 1/2 mil or so. Where's it go on this one? Oh yeah, it's a little looser on this one, and reduce the OD of this center here, just so it's the same size as the carburetor. Alright, for attempt number 2, have a look at that thing. It's yeah, I'm sold on 3D printers now. I'm going to start a 3D printing YouTube channel. All I talk about is 3D printers. Not really. Alright, so I'm going to jump on SolidWorks and make a few changes, and I'll be back with the next iteration. Alright, so on to version number 3. Yeah, this is mint. Yeah, it fits nicely. It's a bit hard to see, but there's actually a bit of a bell mouthing on the intake of that carby, and if I just, yeah. Oh, I've dropped it. Yeah, look at that. That just a bit more clearance on the holes, and she just slides straight on. Mate, I'm pretty stoked with that. So now on to designing some sort of a bell mouth type deal. It's going to put my filters right about there. Alright, it's going to be the next step. Alright, I'll see you then. Alright, so I've printed a trumpet, so to speak, and it actually turned out well, it's turned out pretty well. It seems to have a sort of a seam here. I don't know if that's something in my design or yeah, I'm not sure, but that is pretty good. So, right, I seem to have misplaced my air filter. Hang on, here it is. So if I put my air filter on there, alright, sorry about the terrible camera work there, but I think it's going to work out pretty well. Now, looking in there, this is just a test at this stage, but I'm not real keen on the super short length of it. I could probably add another 10 mil to that, or 20 mil, and yeah. I've actually got to still add the sort of the cage to stop the filter from collapsing onto it. I didn't do that now just because I'm actually cooking dinner. Actually, it looks like there's a bit of smoke out there, so I better go and attend to that. So I'll probably see you tomorrow. Righto, so it's a bit later on in the evening. I'm sitting on a bar stool. Yeah, I'm printing out the dragon's egg, because everyone wants a dragon's egg. And I'm looking at my design for my trumpet, and I basically need something to come out and sort of support the air filter. So this is the sort of half-assed design that I've come up with. That you imagine this is printing from this side down. Like if you've got a bridge across the top, well, it needs something to support it, to print it. But I don't actually need it. All I need to do is stop it from sucking foam into pulling the foam into the intake. So I'll see how it goes. This is an early prototype. I think I've probably got my stuff a little bit too thick there. Yeah, where are we? And of course I've got to chamfer the edges, of course, or fillet the edges, as they say in SolidWorks. But I'll see how it goes. Might be able to come up with something. I might just print this out as a Hail Mary before I kick back for the evening, crack open another beer, and wait for the dragon's egg. Alright, so hopefully either later tonight or tomorrow I'll have something approximating a finished product, and maybe I'll even have 4 of them. Alright, I'll speak to you then. Alright, so it's the next morning and I'm back in the shed and I'm printing these intakes. So I've pretty much finalised this design. It can't really be much longer than that, or else I'll just hit my legs, which is kind of why I had to redo this in the first place. I did print out this one thinking, oh yeah, I'll as a bit of an experiment, thinking, well, I'll have some sort of a cage built into the trumpet that'll support the air filter. But then I realised, well, when you tune your idle speed and so on, you use one of these doodads, and of course that's not going to go in there with that setup. So I'm in the process now of designing a what would you call it? Yeah, like a sort of a press-in cage type deal. Yeah, so I'm basically going to bolt these to the bike and move on to the cage, get the filters on there, and then I can actually start doing some of the other things that this thing needs, like changed my fuel sender, the gasket for the fuel sender, the clutch for whatever reason has something's gone terribly wrong. The piston's actually stuck right in there. I don't know whether it's a slave cylinder issue or a master cylinder issue. Something's yeah, it shouldn't be doing that. Alright, so yeah, I'll start printing these cages and I'll be back with you shortly. Right, so I had a little bit of a failure here. This is my my support, and rather than something's gone wrong, I'm saying probably human error. So I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board, and probably somewhere in a sketch I did on SolidWorks, I've got a number wrong. So back to the drawing board, and I'll be back again shortly. Alright, so I've worked out what I've done. I don't know if you can see there, but this dimension here from there to there is 20 mil, which means when you mirror it, it's for a 40 mil diameter. Well, to slip into a 40 mil diameter, what I actually need is 43 mil diameter, so I need to add 1.5 mil, push the whole thing out by 1.5 mil each side, and that should do the trick. Alright, so I got my new piece here, and she fits spot on, nice and snug. So that's my little intake cage. So I'm about to head to the shops, so I'm going to print out 3 more of these bad boys and put the filters on and put this job to bed. Alright, so they're all done. That's what it looks like. It should yeah, it should work out nicely. Just got to put the filter on, or filters. Yeah, and she's done. Alright, I wanted to keep this video short and sweet, and just do the 3D printing part. Next I've got to, yeah, as I said before, I've got to work out what I've done wrong with the clutch, change the fuel level sender and gasket, and then I'm going to move on to, at some point I'll have to move on to the front end and do the fork seals. Yeah, that's it. Alright, thanks for watching.